Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have an older one here. This is an F250, 4F250 7.3 diesel. This is sent to me from California. Cass, this is your computer. I contacted him and I tell him, it's been a problem to actually locate parts for his module due to age. But luckily for me, I found supplier and I have now the computer connected. He's concerned. I'm just going to cover a little bit of this so you can see the this is his note because there is a lot of information in there that I don't need to show. He said that this is his daily driver. It has multiple attempts to get it started. It just cranks, no start. I had a mechanic come and take a look. Again, a 1996 Ford F250 7.3 4x4 5-speed manual. He narrowed it down to the issue to potentially be the PCM. He said also he was getting the code P0605 and the computer is blank when have it on the scanner. Yes, I was able to, no communication. Should have recorded a video before, but they know already that. So I have now the computer connected and I'm going to, well, first show the numbers so he can see that that is his computer. And I have right now the scanner connected for F 1996. I have the battery voltage just to only pit that I want to show. I'm going to increase the battery voltage so we can see that spike going up and down on voltage, and it's really nice, steady, no glitches. I'm going to go over to the fault codes to make sure that the P0605 is no longer there. All right, we got to keep a line memory because obviously it was disconnected here, but there is no P0605. So I'm going to clear these fault codes. The rest should stay obviously because nothing is connected as far as the IPR or etc. But the keep align memory should go away. All right, so yep, as we see now, the P0603 should have to write it down. It's no longer present. The next test that I'm going to do is keep key on engine off on demand self test to see if the P0605 comes or the 603, right? And there is also some recommendations that I'm going to, okay, no DTCs, that's excellent. All right, so again, we're going to read data stream, and I'm going to just put the battery voltage one more time. And these are tests that I like to do for you guys that are watching the video and also for the customer. I'm going to change the voltage up and down, and we should see, yeah, we are seeing that change. Very nice and very responsive on the computer. Again, this is connected to the scanner, BCI, wireless BCI connected through my universal test platform and then connected to his module, right? So another thing that I want to show them, because this is very important, on these 7.3 diesels, you want to make sure before you connect the scanner to the computer, you can have it connected to the DLC, that's not a problem. You want to make sure that you turn the ignition on, leave the ignition on for at least a minute, and then try to perform the scanner. Don't run the car. If you want to run the car, you want to connect the scanner before you start the car. Because if you start a car and you connect the scanner, most likely it's going to stall the vehicle. And it happens a lot of times all the way up to 2004 7.3s. All right, so this is very good now for him because the computer is no longer having those faults. All right, so recommendations. These are, I'm going to send this to him. So very common that the engine stalls because you have a bad alternator. So make sure to unplug the alternator and see if the concern of the stalling goes away, like if the car runs after we get the module back, because there is still some things that needs to be done on the car. Make sure that also to check if the wipers are not on when you're doing this test, because the reason of this is because the ground on the wiper motor and the PCM grounds are located on the same place. So if that is the issue, make sure that you run new grounds for the PCM and for the wiper motors, because those are very, very common. Let me just see if concern still use the schematic. Okay, so this is the other schematic that I want to show. It's a little, old picture, but these are the new grounds that you want to, can I get this out of the way? Okay, yes. All right, so you want to run 103, 51, 76, and 77, run new grounds completely. Then in between the IDM and the PCM, you're going to run three new wires from pin 96 on the on the PCM to pin 16, a new wire, completely cut it out and put a new wire. You're going to cut then pin 48 to pin 4 on the IDM, 48 on the PCM, pin 4 on the IDM, and then finally pin 95. It's a little hard to read because of the make sure that you check those colors before you cut the wires. Try to check with continuity between 95 and 17, because 96 and 95, that looks really close in the numbers in here. I'm trying to zoom into the document, but as you see, it's just so old that it's a little hard to read, and they look just like each other. So you will see on your card, and this is what is very nice, because one is going to be a yellow with light blue. And sorry, I got caught by a phone call. All right, but yeah, these are the recommendations in order to run those cables. And I was saying that you will have on the first wire, which goes to pin 16 on the IDM, a yellow with a light blue. On pin number 4, you're going to have a wire that is gray with white. And then the last one that goes on pin 17 on the IDM is a brown, or yeah, brown with a dark green. So this should be the correct colors that you should have. So make sure that you compare that before you cut and do one wire at a time. The grounds, on the other hand, those are always easy because they're all black with the white. So you will see the doors are all, even though they show four different wires, they have a splice and then going to the GO, G101 ground, and that's the problem. For splice all those ground into one, which it can have the corrosion right here. That's what I'm talking about. And then going into G101, and that creates a problem, because if that center, unique point gets bad, then all start to get problems, including the IDM. Because if you see, even the ground on the IDM on pin 26 goes to the same point. Doesn't belong to that splice, but it goes to the same exact point, and that is the ground that you need to address. I also, let me see if I can read that information from here. Also, as a small commercial, if you have any computers that you need to send to repair, please just look for MikeSalazarDiagnostics.com. Yes, my name is spells M-A-I-C and sounds as Mike. You can click in here where it says click here to contact us, or the less chat. Just make sure if you use the chat to leave your email address so I can contact you, because otherwise it'll just stay there and I don't have any way to contact you. Just a short update on that. I do work in all um, automotive ECMs and PCMs, and all marine. And that includes BMW, Mercedes, Jaguar, Land Rover. I do repair all BCMs, body control modules, all the Nissans and Hondas and Toyotas, and you have seen all that in my videos, and all the marine ones, including Mercruiser, Inmar, Mephi, which is, the Volvo Pentas, and the EGC modules. So if you have anything like that, just please contact me and I will be definitely able to help you. All right, going into the repair. Sorry, because I was doing something else. Just to read in the recommendations that I save in here. Wiper motors to check concern, poor wire, because the sound. Yeah, it does not tell me the exactly location, so you're gonna have to. Let me see if I can get that location from my Denifix. And remember, this is just such a, oh, and another good recommendation that we need to do is to replace the camshaft position sensor That is number one failure on those. So start with the alternator, make sure that that is not the case. If that doesn't fix, do the wiring repair, but make sure that you also replace the camshaft position sensor because it has fixed many vehicles because of that. All right, this is just again because it's such an old vehicle. This is just the way the Ford used to do it. So let me see if I can find the G101. So we got the G100. I'm looking for the G101, G104. I am looking for it. I don't see the G101 in here, front of the vehicle. Because I see G100 that's going right in front of the vehicle, and I see the G104 right here, right? So we got a ground G104 right here. I just need to see glow plug, C. Very funny that I put the G101 and this is what it gives me because I don't see it. All right, let me see if it's any other one. Grounds, let me see, wire diagram. Oh yeah, this is just a wire diagram. But that might tell me where it's located. Let me see. Right, right hand front engine compartment on front of fender. Okay, well at least we have a location right there. So it says the G101 and that is where it's located. So yep, that's all we can get from these old vehicles. So I will suspect that we are very close to that G104 that we saw in the back. So just look into the ground areas in there and make sure that you clean all the grounds. But for the rest, right now we got plenty of communication. So now I'm going to just finish the video for Cass. I'm going to get out of here because I want to reestablish communication to show him how it's done. And this is very important, especially on these old vehicles, because if you try to establish automatic ID, it might not work. So I'm going to turn all this off. Right, so we got now the computer is completely off, and now the keep alive the P0603 should come on because this is like me unplugging or you unplugging the computer out of the vehicle. So the computer lost completely even the main and the constant battery power, which is now supposed to happen in the car. So I'm just trying to reproduce everything, right? All right, I'm powering back on. I'm going to show you that if I do an auto scan, again, this is a 1996, so we need to understand what are we dealing with, right? So on these vehicles, auto ID will definitely not work. It might work if you use the original for IDS, but not the case when you're using an aftermarket computer. You see? Right, so don't worry about that. We have the ignition now on, and this is also good because now we're giving time for that computer. I'm going to American, yeah, again, and you know, and not auto ID. I'm going to go into Ford to load the diagnostics specifically for Ford. And I forgot to mention this is the top-down Phoenix Max. I'm going to manually select vehicle select Ford. I'm going to scroll down to all the F series, right? Select all the F series and then select 7.3 liters direct injection turbo, right? It's a diesel, and then 1996. All right, this is going to prompt different pop-up menus in here or messages. All right, so yeah, that is correct. We're going to click on yes. That's going to load just the diagnostic software. We have not established communication yet. All right, I'm going to click on the PCM, enter the PCM. These are very old computers. This is just starting on OBD2. All right, so let's first go into battery voltage to make sure that we are indeed talking to the computer. If you open that menu, it's because it is talking, but I just want to show you that. I'm going to select that data pit, graph it again, uh, and I'm going to increase the voltage. And we can see the up and down. ran, right? And we can see the battery voltage in there. All right, so all is good. So we got good communication, no skipping, and this is something that you also need to check. And this is a very good pit to pick. When you have problems on computers that are shorting out or losing communication, you will see the data losing the voltage. So make sure that if you do that, if you have that, then there is definitely a problem inside the computer and it needs to be sent to diagnose. All right, so let's read the full data. We're going to start with the constant memory DTCs. And as you see now, we have the code P0603 again because I unplugged completely the battery from the computer, and that is not supposed to be happening, right? So the computer thinks that it's connected to the car. So it is meant to have a keep alive power. That is, no matter if you just, turn the key and the car goes to sleep completely, it always will have a keep alive power to keep the memory on these computers. And this is very, very important on these old ones because of the memory type they uses, right? Which it was the problem, this computer, the memory. And that is very important. That's why the grounds and the powers are so important in this computer because if it loses, this is not like the new EEPROM. This is an EEPROM and it will lose its memory. So it's very important to check those powers and grounds. And it will not happen just at once, but if he is something that is intermittent and is happening constantly, like every time you're going to start, or if it's no start, it can corrupt the information, all right? So, but this is now working perfectly, Cass. And just showing you everything good. I'm not even going to take the time to erase the fault because it's going to happen again when I disconnect it and send it to you. But yeah, please make sure that you follow my recommendations that I'm showing you here, and everything should be good to go. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.